Hi guys, it is Ahimsa here and welcome to the very first full moon circle that is going to be all about this beautiful full moon of January 13th, 2025 today. As you guys can tell, obviously, that this is a premiered video. This is not a live stream, and I have good reason to tell you guys why. Let me just turn the volume down over here really quickly. But when it comes to the fact of why did Ahimsa not do a live stream? Well, my beautiful soul, if you are watching, it is because Ahimsa did not realize that in order to do her very first live stream, she should have tested it out 24 hours prior, because apparently YouTube has this annoying policy where it needs to give us, you need to give it at least 24 hours to host your own first live stream. So I guess that kind of sucks, but this is what we're doing because this is how we're gonna roll today, because I refuse to reschedule this because, well, one, this is the very first full moon of 2025. I feel like I need to start 2025 off with a bang. I told you guys about this plan of doing the new and full moon circles since, November of 2024, and I am here to stay, and this is how we're gonna be doing it today. So if you guys happen to be here the moment that this is uploaded at 6 p.m., which is when I intend to get it uploaded, unless we go past the time that I had planned out, which is at least an hour today. We will figure it out because I am trying to wing with it. We're gonna roll with it. This is gonna be as organic and authentic as possible because you guys deserve that. You guys deserve to make it real and make it feel real. Yes, I am in a screen, but it doesn't mean that you cannot have a healing full moon ceremony for yourself right now. Wherever you might be in the world, welcome. I send you so much unconditional love. I feel so blessed that I get to hold this space for you. Whether you're watching this the next day, 5 days from now, it doesn't matter, because fun fact, when it comes to new and full moon energy, that energy is lingering within the air, within our atmosphere for the next 5 days after the moon phase itself happens and takes place. Since today is the very first day of the new moon in Cancer, the full moon in Cancer, this energy is going to last in the air for the next 5 days moving forward. We are going to have 5 days to work with this energy, transmute it, integrate it into our lives, and kind of take advantage of what it has to offer us. When it comes to today's healing circle and what we're going to be diving into, I have a bunch of little papers I have kind of spread out with me on my little blanket I have underneath me that I'm seated on, because I need to be organized here, because my ADHD will take me to places we don't want to dive into today, right? It's all about circles and healing and moons, so that's what we're going to stay focused on. When it comes to this full moon in Cancer specifically, the reason why I'm dressed up, all laid back and chill, barely have any of my makeup on except some concealer to cover the bags under my eyes because I refuse to hop on a camera without something. Well, Cancers are all about the home. They are ruled by the 4th house in astrology, and that is the house of the home. That is the house of ancestry, our roots, our sacred space within ourselves. It's where we feel the most safe. It's where we want to find emotional security and comfort. This can also have a lot to do with ancestry and familial ties and just family in general. There's also a lot of maternal and feminine energy in Cancer of the sign. And it is also a cardinal water sign, meaning that this full moon is all about taking initiative when it comes to your emotional feelings or any emotions that come up within you. It's about taking action and taking care of yourself, asking yourself, why are those emotions coming up there? That's what Cancer is going to be all about for this full moon in particular. And not to mention, we are not just going to be diving into what the full moon is all about in this live, but we're also going to be diving into the astrological transits that are going on within the sky, anything that is pretty significant that I do need everyone to know at this time when it comes to planetary transits, aspects, or where the moon and whatever is aspecting our full moon right now. Aside from that, we're also going to be pulling out some cards and taking a look to see what the collective energy surrounding this full moon is all about. We're going to get to look into tarot itself, pulling out 3 cards for that, along with a card from my Oracle deck postcards from Spirit, which I absolutely love. I feel like we all could use a postcard from Source, Universe, whatever you want to call it right now, because it is the very start of this new year. I feel like we should start it off with a bang. Maybe we'll see what it can help us release along with it. And then we're also going to be pulling out a final Oracle card from my Ancestor Spirit deck, just because I feel like all these cards are very much aligned with the energy of the moon and the sign that it's in today. With that being said, if you guys are not familiar with how this full moon could be affecting you, specifically you personally, I do highly recommend that you guys pull out your natal chart. If you guys have it in hand, that's great. If you guys have it memorized like me, not everyone have it memorized. I know that for a fact, but you know, I just had to put it out there because some people are as crazy as I am when it comes to my astrology chart. I would highly recommend that you guys check out and see where Cancer lies in your natal chart, whether it's in your natal chart in itself in the planets, or what house it is ruled in or it's placed in your chart in general. For me personally, my Cancer is in the 11th house in my natal chart, so I get to look and kind of figure out where it is affecting me the most. It's going to be affecting me the most in my 11th house. Along with that, after we dive into the astrology, the cards, I'm not done with you guys yet, because then we're going to be diving into a very we're going to be diving into a very special and little surprise sacred visualization practice that I'm going to be guiding you guys through, that I came up with specifically dedicated to the energy of this full moon placement today. These visualizations I come up with for each specific healing circle that I'm going to be doing moving forward. So, you know, I just really want you guys to bear with me there. I am going to make everything as channeled and intuitively guided as I possibly can, because I believe that Source wants that for us when it comes to healing circles. I'm not here to be fake. I'm not here to show you the best version of me. I'm here to show up in my raw, organic truth. I'm here to be vulnerable, and I'm here to show up exactly as my imperfectly perfect self, because healing that's what it's all about. You know, who am I to come up with my hair done, a perfect outfit, when Cancer is all about being nice and cozy, and I got my fuzzy bear pajama pants on and a hoodie, you know. It's all about being cozy, feeling safe, emotional security, emotional comfort, warmth. Do what you gotta do for yourself during this full moon to feel those things within you. So without further ado, beautiful souls, let us get into all the juicy details. I gave you guys some insight on what's going on with the full moon in Cancer in regards to what that sign is about and how that's affecting the moon. I don't know if I mentioned it already, but the Cancer is very comfortable in the planet moon, or the rock. It's not a planet, but it's called but you think of astrology, you think of planets. Okay, moving on now. Aside from that, continuing onwards, let me just pull out my little paper here, because I wrote down the aspects and the things I wanted to dive into. Moving into the full moon in Cancer a little bit more, guys. When it comes to the cardinal water sign Cancer in itself, this full moon is helping us take emotional initiative for the things that we're feeling. Whenever something comes up, it's going to be encouraging us to actually take action to work with that emotion, rather than allowing it to come up and process it kind of mentally. Cancers are all about actually taking something or doing something about it, you know, transmuting that energy into something, which is a big reason why I personally believe that if a Cancer has a big passion towards something, they're going to stop at nothing to go get it, because of how much they align with the heart in those manners and those things. And the fact that their intuition is really guiding them along the way. If they trust their gut instincts, if you trust your gut instincts right now, and you listen to your heart to tell you when something's right for you and when something's wrong for you, that's really going to be your biggest key for success, especially during this time of the full moon in Cancer, and especially when it comes to the planetary aspects that are going on in the sky, which I'm about to get into right now, because I kid you not, beautiful souls, when it comes to this full moon in Cancer, oh my gosh, I don't even know where to start. Venus has got some crazy things going on in there. The North Node just shifted into Pisces 2 days ago on January 11th. So now we have our North Node in Pisces, we have the collective South Node in Virgo, and my, there is a lot of water elemental energy going on in this sky. Not to mention Mars is retrograde and it is also in Cancer. There is just so much to unpack here that it is absolutely insane. So let's try to do this as delicately as possible, because I'm a big talker and I really just want to dive into the biggest focal points that I think you guys should be aware of when it comes to the sky and what's going on astrologically, so you guys can align with it even more. When it comes to Mars and retrograde, when it comes to Mars and Cancer being retrograded, oh my gosh, there is just a lot of extra layers of emotional processing going on right now in the collective. The fact that the full moon in Cancer is already making our emotions extremely heightened right now, but the fact that Mars is in Cancer and it's retrograde, by the way, if you guys didn't know this about me, my Mars is in Cancer, so I already have a very debilitated Mars, so this Mars in Cancer retrograde is really messing with me right now. So I'm just letting you know, if you guys are one of the people that are being screwed with right now, heavy, I'm with you right now. So just know I'm on the same boat as you. But basically, what this energy is going to be encouraging us to do right now is to revisit some emotional wounds, some things that maybe from the past we never really dealt with, any skeletons in the closet are going to kind of come out to play, and it's not really meant to be a comfortable time. This is kind of where we're going to get to learn a lot about ourselves if we have enough self-awareness to allow us to learn from ourselves, right? We can get triggered a lot more during this time, but it doesn't mean that we're going to really let ourselves pay attention. That's really up to you. That's where free will comes in. I'm kind of hoping that most of you guys are willing to learn, because this is what healing is all about. This is what self-growth and the journey of being a human and evolving is all about, right? But continuing onwards, because I just almost went off a tangent. When it comes to working with this Cancerian energy in the sky right now, with Mars and Cancer along with this full moon, this is all about you reassessing where you lack boundaries in your life and maybe where you have too much boundaries. Because remember guys, Cancer is ruled by water, but its symbol, its element, or the animal that is used to depict a Cancer is the crab, and a crab is soft on the inside and hard on the outside. So if you think of it in that light, we might have a tendency of kind of playing tug of war between whether we want to be emotionally guarded in certain situations versus when should we let our guard down and be a little bit more open, be a little bit more sincere, or that's the bad word, more vulnerable and authentic in certain moments. Just lowering the volume a little bit. But with that being said, aside from that, let's continue moving forward. Aside from identifying some emotional triggers that may need healing right now, we also have the North Node that just moved into Pisces. And let me tell you guys, for the collective, this is going to be a crazy 18 months moving forward, as North Nodes tend to last a total of 18 months, and it just entered in it 2 days ago. We are in for a ride when it comes to healing, when it comes to spiritual ways of seeing life, intuition, creativity. There's a lot to do here with self-compassion and surrendering to the unknown, because Pisces is very much the last sign in the zodiac sign. What that typically means when it comes to the story of the zodiac sign in totality, or the zodiacs in totality, since it is the very last sign in chronological order, that also means that it has 1 foot in the real world, and 1 foot in the spiritual realm. That means that Piscean energy can be very Neptunian-like in nature. It can have a lot of illusions. It can make you feel like you're idealizing a lot to do with life, you're fantasizing a lot, and it can be a little bit hard keeping our feet planted on the ground. With this North Node being in Pisces, and now this full moon in Cancer, we have a very, very beautiful opportunity here, guys, to take advantage of the heightened emotions we might be feeling right now, ground ourselves in self-care, use that to our advantage to be able to kind of softly weave in to this North Node energy a little bit further. Not to mention, this is a really beautiful opportunity in time, since it is kind of near, maybe what? This is the 13th, so it's 2 weeks after New Year's Day. This is a beautiful opportunity for you guys to really sit with yourself and just, it's giving you like a last chance to release any other possible thing that has been kept up inside of you up until this point, since years ago, since last year, whatever, maybe a couple months ago, whatever it was for you guys. This is the perfect time for you guys to be able to do just that within yourselves. This is a very exciting time, and not to mention that for healing, as I'm a facilitator for deep healing, I just love to see that the energy that the collective is moving towards is one of healing, because I feel like there's been so much rage and so much anger in this world, and we need more peace. But the only way to get more peace is if we give ourselves more internal peace. The only way to do that is to heal. The only way to do that is to release what no longer serves us. This full moon is a beautiful opportunity for us to come together and do just that for the greater good of humanity. And let us now take a look. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else I wanted to mention. Yes, okay. Not to mention, beautiful souls, we also have Mercury in Capricorn right now, along with Venus in Pisces. Venus has been in Pisces, though, since the beginning of January. It's nothing that's too new, but it's still here. Again, a lot of water-like energy. But the fact that Mercury is in Capricorn, I personally love this because it shows to me that it's giving us more of an opportunity now, more than ever, to focus on setting those intentions for ourselves and making them grounded, making them kind of grounded with true intention to want to be better, to want to evolve. Like whatever you choose to do when it comes to releasing, like you have a much more higher chance of releasing it successfully if you were to do it with seriousness, with authority within you, I guess, if that makes sense, to do it. You need to take accountability right now, and Mercury in Cancer is kind of giving us an opportunity to be more willing to be blunt with ourselves, to be more willing to be straightforward with ourselves, because we know that it's for our own greater good. So we can make it more romantic and a little bit less painful if we can shift the perspective. The way that Pisces, with Venus being in Pisces right now, Venus is that planet of love, romance, and talents and fortune, and I guess good-heartedness, I guess we can say. Since it is in that energy, that sign of Pisces, it kind of again gives us an opportunity to be able to do the uprooting, to release with a little bit more softness and compassion for ourselves. We can make it more beautiful, we can make it more romantic, and we can make it more appealing to us, where we're gonna want to continue doing it. But it's only if we take those steps now. Now, when it comes to aspects, because yes, I dived into where the planets are right now, I dived into any transits or things that just shifted. When it comes to that North Node, I wanted to give you guys some more insight when it comes to specific aspects in astrology. By the way, just to say, I love it if y'all are still here, sending you so much unconditional love. I know that I'm a little bit all over the place, but it is my very first live stream and I'm trying my best, guys. So just know, I send you guys so much unconditional love. And I'm assuming that not a lot of people are going to watch this, so this makes me feel a lot better about screwing up at the beginning. But continuing onwards when it comes to aspects. With the aspects, I have to pick up my paper because it is dark in here. And I'm trying to be able to read this. We have, obviously, yes, the very first aspect, Sun being the opposite, the Sun is opposing the Moon right now, in the sky, where the sun is in Capricorn and the moon obviously is in Cancer. What this basically means is that we might be feeling a little bit challenged, or there might be some tension in the areas in our life where it involves work versus self-care. We might have trouble battling between those two things, or have trouble battling between another polarity of responsibility versus fun or relaxed time, or being practical versus being dreamy. That's another good one. And the reason for this is because when it comes to Capricorn and Cancer, yes. Sorry, I had like a brain fart for a second. I was like, wait a second, Bridget, what are you saying? When it comes to Capricorn and Cancer, Cancers are very good at grounding and rooting themselves in. However, because they are ruled by the moon as being their, I'm going to say planet, let's just go with it, planet, that also means that their emotions kind of rule their show. It rules the world for them. They might have a tendency of getting lost inside of them if they don't know how to work with themselves just yet. If they don't know how to, I guess, work through their feelings just yet. Maybe they might be more prone to avoidant behaviors rather than actually dealing with them head on. You know, Cancers are kind of known for hiding when things, and I'm talking about wounded Cancers, by the way, not all of the Cancers out there. My bad if you're a Cancer. I should have mentioned that before, my bad. But when it comes to Cancers, the way that they'll try to cope with things, because they feel things so deeply, is they'll either become hermits, they'll lock themselves away, or they'll do the opposite, which is where they'll just go out, be busy as much as possible, and try not to sit with themselves. Because the second they sit with themselves, they know those feelings are going to come up, the feelings that are just too much to feel. When in reality, Cancers have this beautiful ability to work with their emotions. They are one of the most intuitive signs out there in the zodiac. So they should be able to sit with themselves in a healed state. And if a Cancer is in a healed state, they should be able to sit with themselves and breathe through the feelings that come up. Allow them to come up. Ask them why they're there. Ask them what they're trying to show them. And that's something we can all learn from the beautiful sign of Cancer, as Cancers are meant to help us find the mother within us all, so we can reparent ourselves and heal any feminine wounds of divine feminine energy within us, or yin or moon energy within us. With Mars retrograde again, that is also opposing Mercury in the sky right now. What this means is that we might also be having trouble with emotional impulse to doing something just right off the bat if we're anxious about it, versus logically thinking about it and taking our time making the decision. Which means that right now, when it comes to full moons, usually people say to never try to start a new project on a full moon, because it's never really gonna last forever long term. It can be a little bit more risky because our emotions are very heightened during this time. Honestly, I will stand by that, especially for today's full moon. I wouldn't recommend that you guys try to start any new projects. Maybe give it another week before you decide to, just because there can be a lot of sporadicism going on within us, in our inner world. My bad, my alarm went off. I forgot to turn that off. In our inner world, where we're gonna feel kind of more prone to being paranoid, because it might be hard for us to know how to work with this tornado of emotions that are coming up right now. And not to mention, if you feel like you have some triggers or some past wounds, familiar wounds, maybe ancestral wounds, anything of that nature that is coming up to your surface right now, rather than to run away from them, or rather than to use them as a source of anxiety and anger and frustration and rage to lash out on others right now, or to do something maybe you don't mean down the road, or you don't actually mean in general, rather use this as an opportunity, like I said, to do what Cancers do best in their healed state, which is to let them come up, process them, welcome them, thank them for being there, ask them why they're there, and see if you can make peace with yourself through that. Obviously, we're going to be moving through a visualization practice where I'm going to get to give you guys an opportunity to do that. So bear with me here in my a lot of non-stop talking. Moving forward, we also have, let me see. Conjunct Neptune. Okay. So, the North Node right now is also trine Venus. I love this because, again, this as a facilitator for deep healing, this is the type of aspects that I love to see in the collective because it's encouraging us all to start our healing journeys. It's encouraging us all to work on ourselves to improve our inner world so that our outer world can look exactly the way we want. For anyone that's trying to manifest their dream life right now, I highly recommend that you guys take advantage of this full moon right now. Take advantage of the magic that it has to offer you. Not to mention that this is the year of the snake, in Chinese astrology of 2025. This is the perfect time to be witty and brainstorm and set those intentions and get a move on those goals. But the only way we can do it is if our heart is in it too. The only way we can get our heart aligned with those things, or whether your intention for this year was to heal or focus on self-care or your mental health, we need to make sure our heart is in it as well. And when it comes to this full moon, this is the perfect time to do just that because it's giving you an opportunity to release any residual things that you still have left within you that you know are no longer serving you, so you can continue to make space for more goodness to come into your inner world, so more healing can happen. It's just like all these aspects that I've been reading out to you guys is literally just giving us all an opportunity to continue our healing, and that's what makes me so excited about it. Not to mention with, Saturn. Yes, Saturn is, sorry, I'm just trying to make sure I can read my handwriting. Yes. Saturn sextile Uranus, and then we also have, Mercury trining Uranus tomorrow. Actually, that the last aspect I just mentioned is going to start tomorrow. But with these aspects as well, again, Saturn, it's about structure, it's about responsibility, it's about discipline, it's about perseverance. The fact that it's sextiling Uranus, the other planet of sporadicism, revolution, change, all that good stuff, that means that this is where breakthroughs can happen right now. Any long-term healing journey you might have been on within yourself, any long-term self-improvement or self-growth or personal self-development journey you might have been on, there is potential for so much breakthrough right now if you sit with yourself. Instead of ignoring or avoiding anything within you, this is a beautiful opportunity for that breakthrough to take effect. So a spiritual awakening can happen, for example. This is that aspect that kind of whispers in my ear, spiritual awakening 24/7, and I'm all in it. Not to mention winter, we're smack dab in the middle of it. It's mid-January. Winter is the season of death in spirituality. Winter is the season of transformation. It's where the caterpillar officially goes into its cocoon, and it's doing its metamorphosis within it. We can't see what's on the inside. Only we can, and that's the beauty of it. If we're all our own little caterpillar, we all have an opportunity to metamorphosize in our own little cocoons right now during this season, just like the earth does during this time of year. We should use that to our advantage right now. Use the quiet season of winter to be quiet and do some introspection where we can hear the whispers in our inner worlds, because this is the time where we can hear them get louder and louder and louder. And I know it's scary. I never said it's meant to be fun, but this is where the real magic can happen. This is where you can truly align yourself with any frequency you wish to be at in life, that you know will help you get anything you want, to attract anything you want, manifest anything you want. This is the time to do that. Lastly, when it comes to everything we dived into so far, the chakra that is associated with emotions is your sacral chakra. And I actually brought out some beautiful crystals associated with Cancerian energy along with sacral chakra energy. So we have my black moonstone, we have selenite, we have carnelian. Obviously, this is literally screaming sacral chakra and Cancerian energy. And we also have my orange calcite in 2 different ways because I'm extra today. And with that, I'm also going to light up my sacral chakra incense using my tapered candle over here. But with sacral chakra energy, beautiful souls, sacral chakra, the element that rules the sacral chakra is water. When we want to connect to our sacral chakra, we want to flow with the water within our bodies. We want to feel what our body wants to do in the moment without judgment, without need of perfectionism, which I did not mention, which I definitely should have. The North Node in Pisces with the South Node Virgo that is happening right now. This is a time where we're going to be challenged very heavily for the next 18 months to align more with trusting in ourselves, trusting in what's right for us, trusting in our inner vision, trusting in Source's vision for us, and making peace with what we don't know and what we cannot control. As Virgos might make, I'm going to rephrase that, as the South Node of Virgo might encourage us heavily to be overly critical, perfectionistic as heck, and overanalyze every single little thing we do, which I am heavily doing right now because my rising sign, my ascendant, is in Virgo. And I know for a fact that this is just going to encourage me to bring to light a lot of things and self-sabotaging tendencies that I do to myself that I know have been holding me back from growth, from evolution, and from true inner peace. And I want to encourage you guys to kind of ask yourselves, what areas in your life are you overly rigid in? Are there any areas in your life where you have so much trouble letting yourself just simply be you? Really sit with that and really try to reflect on that, because that is what our goal is as a collective is going to be for the next 18 months. I'm just going to put my incense back over here. Now, I really wish that I lit this candle up before I tried reading on the paper because I can see what I wrote down now. See, I'm so happy that most people are probably not even watching this, so it's all good. It's all good, guys. It's all good. Let's continue. With this, guys, I want to dive into tarot and look at the cards for us and see what is coming up for all of us as a collective right now. So let us do just that and take a look at the cards. My literal box is like completely torn up. It's because I've had these cards for such a long time. Sorry, I'm just making sure that everything is the right way. Okay. So let us pull out 3 cards and see what is going on with the collective right now with this beautiful full moon in Cancer. What is it asking us all to release specifically right now? What is it asking us all to release specifically right now? beautiful. For the back of the deck energy, lovely souls, we have the Three of Pentacles. Community. This is all about community. In working together to make something bigger, brighter, and better. I love that as the back of the deck energy. Again, music to my ears as a light worker, as a facilitator for deep healing. I love hearing all these good things. And let us see the cards you guys have received, or we all have received together. For the first card, wow, we have the Wheel of Fortune. This is flippin' fabulous. The second card we have here, and I really do highly recommend you guys have some notes, or you're taking some notes. We have the Queen of Cups, being the boss queen she is. And lastly, for the cards we have here is the Fool. If you guys can't see it, I'll bring it a little bit closer. So again, in order now, we have the Wheel of Fortune. In case you guys are taking notes, I just wanted to read it out loud one more time. We have the Wheel of Fortune, the Queen of Cups, and the Fool. Beautiful souls. The collective energy in reference to what we are meant to release, how we're meant to work with this full moon energy right now. Everything that I told you in regards to the astrology, in regards to how we can work with it now, is here in plain sight in front of me with these tarot cards. Oh my goodness. I almost said pile because I do pick a card readings. Beautiful souls. The Wheel of Fortune is a card that is about highs and lows and the flow of life, and how life has those ups and downs like on a roller coaster ride. We are meant to work with that energy right now in our own emotional highs and lows at this very point in time. All right, beautiful souls, I had to, I guess, pause the video or let it cut out because my camera overheated. And I do plan on using my phone moving forward for many of the live streams. I just didn't want to record a video on my phone for today because I know that's just going to take up a lot of storage. So I wanted to use my actual camera for just this one because the live stream issue that I talked about earlier. But continuing onwards with our collective reading in tarot. This reading, guys, the Wheel of Fortune is about highs and lows, and with it next to the Queen of Cups along with the Fool, it's about us making space within ourselves by being okay with what our emotions have to show us at this time. We are meant to release what isn't serving us and be okay with any turbulences that have kind of shaken our world up. I feel like for the collective, or at least for many of us, and me, myself included, have been experiencing some sort of shape up or shake up in our life recently. It could be it could be really in any area of your life, but something might have thrown you off guard, something might have challenged the status quo and how you were doing things, and it's kind of made you take a step back. Or maybe some of you guys are unsure on how to handle it. Maybe you're a little bit overwhelmed. Maybe it made you shut down emotionally, or maybe it made you want to be proactive and do something about it, but your emotions and your anxiety and you're letting kind of stress take over. We're being 100% encouraged right now to allow those feelings to come up, but don't fight them. Don't let them run the show. Instead, thank them for being there, recognize them, validate them for showing up. Because at the end of the day, whenever we have emotions of pain or sadness or anger or turmoil or anything of the lower frequency, it is there because it needs validation. It is still lurking within us because it is seeking our recognition. It wants us to see us in our pain. It doesn't want that from anyone else but ourselves, and we are the only ones that can give it to ourselves. We are all, as a collective, being called to show up for a part of ourselves right now that has been wanting more attention. That could be an inner child, that could be a shadow self, that could be any part of us that maybe has to do with guilt, fear, or shame. I feel like those are the three biggest ones coming up right now. And those are the foundational chakras in our system: fear, guilt, and shame. What part of your foundation of what makes you you is being shaken up or uprooted right now by any of these three emotions? Really reflect on it. Because remember, when it comes to fear, fear can show up as anger. Fear can show up as anxiety, stress, and lots of it. If we're letting stress rule our lives, then that's because we're forgetting who's really in control here. We need to release the worries. We need to release the things that we know aren't really making any change in our life, aren't contributing to it in any way beneficially for us. And we need to be okay with the highs and lows that life has to offer us, because it's all taking us to the bigger thing, the happy ending. You know, all the storybooks that we listen to growing up, they have a happily ever after for a reason. And if your ever after is not in front of you just yet, it's because your story is not over. And if the story ends too soon, it's just because your next reincarnation is taking you to your happily ever after. It's all a cycle, it's all cyclical, and it's all energy. It's about making peace with it and trusting. And that's scary. You know, I would be completely 100% lying to you guys if I said that I have 100% complete faith 24/7 on where the universe is taking me. You know, I have so many moments where I doubt myself so heavily when I'm making these videos for you guys, when I'm making videos on my channel and my purpose, my mission on what I want to do to make this world a better place. But I keep telling myself, if it's aligned with the heart, the people will come in time. I know that what I'm doing is so aligned with truth and unconditional love that I know that, yes, I'm an impatient bitch sometimes, but that's really it. I'm just impatient. I know that all the hard work I'm doing is going to yield the results I want because I am doing it. I recognize that. I am proud of the work I put into this, and I know that in time, the right people will come, because I'm just here trying to build a community of like-minded individuals that are ready to take power back in their hands and heal from the inside out. So I know for a fact that this reading 100% aligns with me, but what about you guys? What parts in your life do you feel like you doubt? Do you feel like you allow some emotions to show up that kind of bang on it or shake you up, throw you off guard in uncomfortable and unpleasant ways? Where can you bring awareness to those areas to maybe even trigger a spiritual awakening for yourself at this time? Because every crisis we go through, or any struggle we might go through in life, has the potential to be something greater, but it's only gonna get it to that potential if we implement self-awareness into the mix of it all and ask, why are you here? What are you trying to teach me? If we don't ask ourselves, or ask the crisis itself, the problem in our face, the bigger questions, then it's just going to be a problem. It's just going to be a situation we're in. But if you can shift your perspective, what else does it have to show you? Because with the Fool being the very last card out of all the three cards I pulled out for you guys, it's indicating to me that we are all buckling up for a brand new beginning and chapter in our lives. I like the Fool ending this reading because it's kind of re-emphasizing how the new year's still here. The new year is still very new, still very fresh. We still have another 11 months in front of us, guys, for this rest of this year. What can we do with it? Well, the only way we can find out is if we release what no longer is serving us. What's holding us back from actually figuring out what to do with it? If you guys have been unsure on what to do for intentions for the rest of this year, Maybe this is why this reading is showing up, telling us that we got to make peace with these things first. So I really hope that that reading benefited you guys. I know that it definitely benefited me. Let's pull out a card from the Ancestor Spirit deck as well as the postcards from Spirit deck and see what Source has to tell us. So I am just going to move my tarot cards to the side over here. And anyone that is following along, I send you so much unconditional love. I feel so special that you guys are able to be with me at the beginning of my own journey on here. You know, I really am just trying to help make this world a better place, and I really hope that this video is benefiting you so far. So let us shuffle this beautiful Ancestor Spirit deck and see what our roots have to show us for this full moon. What card wants to come out? What do the ancestral root energy of Cancer want to show us at this time? What are we meant to do for the sake of this full moon in Cancer? The card we have is go. Oh my gosh, guys, I mentioned to you, right? The sacral chakra is Cancerian energy. It's the chakra associated with the planet of the moon. The element of it is water, right? Go with the flow. I'm going to move forward a little bit more so you guys can see the card. I have to hide my face to see if my camera focuses. Is it gonna focus is the question. There we go. Go with the flow. Rest, let go, and manifest. Well, how do we manifest? We trust. How do we trust? We release the fear. We surrender. Exactly what Piscean energy for this North Node is all about. We have a beautiful chance to manifest anything we want for this North Node, guys, but it's only if for the next 18 months we trust in what our heart's telling us. We trust in what our instincts, our intuition is trying to lead us towards. We trust in the visions. We trust in the dreams. We trust in what our mind's third eye is trying to show us. We trust in the heart. We trust in the experiences, whether they bring us some pain, whether they bring us some love. Because at the end of the day, love and fear are on the same exact spectrum, just on polar opposites of each other. On one side of the coin, there's love. On the other side of the coin, there's fear. We can't have one without the other. You can always shift your perspective, though, and choose what side of the coin you want to stand on. For any experience you're facing in life, any situation, you always have free will. You have the choice to choose the fear side or choose the love side. Go with the flow. We are all being encouraged to go with the flow. Flow. Literally, I encourage you guys after this full moon circle to stand up wherever you are, in a safe space, obviously. Maybe light a candle or some incense if you have some. And dance. Move your body. And the encouragement here is to do it mainly with your eyes closed. Don't allow yourself to catch a glimpse of yourself or your reflection anywhere. Because this is where you connect to your inner world. See what Mama Moon wants you to do for you. Let Mama Moon cradle you, let Mama Moon nurture you under the moonlight. Right now, for me, it is a snowstorm outside, so I cannot dance under the moonlight right now. Maybe some of you guys are in some areas around the world that you can do that, and that's beautiful. But if you can't, The next best thing is the mind. Knowing that you are dancing in a night, in an evening where the full moon is shining brightly in the sky. You know that you are rooted in that Cancerian energy. Connect to it by embodying sacral energy flow. Go with the flow with this card. It's encouraging us to do that. And I think that it's also encouraging us to take it more easy, have more self-compassion. You know, one question you guys can actually write down for yourselves to reflect on later are, what are 3 things you can do for yourself regarding self-compassion for the rest of this week, and see what you can come up with. Again, guys, my camera overheated, so I had to switch out the batteries and set back up here. Thank you for your patience with me. Going with the flow. We're going with the flow literally with this video. Literally flowing through it. I'm flowing. I am nips freed. I'm vibing, and I want you guys to embody that feminine energy, femininity, feminine energy. And what I literally was about to say before it cut me out. Today is Monday, Moon Day. This is the day of the week associated with the moon, with Mama Moon herself. This is the best time to do the self-care, to do the self-compassion, to have a meal where you know that you are aware, you're mindfully eating, and you're putting nourishment in your body and your mind and your heart and soul and your energy. This is where movement right now, movement medicine in particular, is going to serve you the best. And I just cannot stop bringing that up because I really feel like that would benefit everyone listening to this or watching this. So go with the flow. For the next card we have, when it comes from a postcard from Spirit, let us take a look and see what Source has to say to us all. Let us take a look, guys. What postcard does Source want to give us right now for this beautiful full moon in Cancer of January 13th, 2025? What is the postcard that Source wants to give us right now for January 13th, 2025, for this full moon in Cancer? We had a postcard, guys. We got some mail. And let us, I'm gonna scooching up so I can read it closely to you guys. Dearest you, we know everything in the universe is perfect, even in its flaws. And we view the creations of spirit in total awe. All is unique, yet part of a unity of existence. But the human experience is a little different from ours. You tend to have a specific standard for what you consider ideal. And this isn't serving you right now. So forget your idea of perfection. Oh my gosh, guys, literally Virgo, South Node energy showing up in this postcard. So forget your idea of perfection and see through our eyes, allowing things to be as they are without judgment. Don't wait until a perfect moment or mood to start something. Instead, enter life with all its flawsomeness. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. Let others be who they are too, imperfect and human, complex or simple. It doesn't matter, for there is always something to discover, experience, and love. When you drop the need for an ideal, you uncover the real treasure, which will be far more interesting and valuable, loving you like crazy. This was our beautiful postcard from Source. I'm trying to hold this as still as possible so you guys can take a screenshot if you feel called to. This exactly matches the North Node in Pisces, South Node in Virgo, full moon in Cancer. This literally embodies all the astrological aspects that are going on right now in our sky, and I feel so blessed that I got to pull this out. I feel blessed to hear this myself. I feel so connected to the source right now. I hope you guys are feeling the same exact way. So much gratitude. Now, beautiful souls, the time has come for our beautiful surprise visualization practice for this beautiful full moon in Cancer. I am so excited to do this with you because this is my very first video, as we all know, me doing this raw and in the flesh, organically as heck. But we're gonna do it, and we're gonna do it nice and good. Now is the time where I'm going to encourage you to get yourself in a nice and comfortable position. Maybe wrap a blanket around you or put a hoodie on top of your head. Maybe lean back or lie straight down on your back. I'm going to stay seated. You guys don't have to. You guys can be lying down like I said. But whatever you guys feel called to do. Get yourself nice and situated. Wherever you are, I'm going to encourage or invite you to do any slight movements in your body that you feel called to do at this time. Invite intuition into your body. Maybe it's closing your eyes and swaying side to side just like I am. Maybe it's moving your head side to side, or doing some light neck rolls. Or head circles. And when you can, start linking these little movements with an inhalation into the nose and an exhalation out the mouth. Wherever you are, let's try to find our center back. If you're seated, coming back to your center. If you're lying down, you can place your hands on where your center is today, whether that be your chest, your tummy, your pelvis, or just your hands softly by your sides. Inviting some stillness in. Let's take an inhale through the nose for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale, HA sound out the mouth. Allowing the shoulders to melt down the spine. Let's do it again, inhaling through the nose for a count of 4, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale it all out the mouth. Feeling your sit bones rooted softly, planted softly onto Mama Earth beneath you if you're seated. And continuing breathing at your own breathing pace. Doing what feels natural and what feels comfortable for you at this time. If your eyes are closed, perfect. If they're still open, I invite you to keep a soft gaze a couple of inches in front of you, or if you feel safe enough to do so, if you can please close your eyes as well as we begin our visualization practice for this full moon in Cancer. Listening to your breath at every soft inhale, sinking more into that inner world of yours. At every exhale, connecting closer to Mama Earth beneath you, letting her support you during this time as you continue to breathe and further ground yourself into this awareness within you at this time. I want you to imagine yourself in the bathroom. It could be your favorite bathroom in your house. Maybe you have a bathroom in your bedroom. It could be the most fanciest bathroom you can picture in your mind's eye. It doesn't even need to exist. I want you to find that safe bathroom. Maybe they have grand mirrors, a glass shower, a nice big hot tub on the corner. Maybe it has 2 sinks instead of 1. Whatever is your perfect bathroom, I encourage you to picture that now and send yourself there as you continue to breathe at your own pace. Take a look at yourself in the mirror once you're there. Is your hair up? Is your hair down? Maybe you have none. See what's coming up within you. Regardless of the feelings coming up as you're there, aware, and sitting with them, we're going to take a look at the shower in that bathroom. And let's head over there and turn the nozzle to turn on the water. You begin to hear the water activating and turning on. You might let out a psh. Turn it to the temperature of your choice, whether it's scalding hot, really cold, or just right in the middle. And let's go back into that bathroom. Let's look for the perfect towel to take the perfect shower. Let's look for the right candles, the right incense. Maybe dim the lights, get some crystals. What do you need in that bathroom of yours to have the perfect shower? Picture that, call it in, and let it magically fade in to your surroundings. In the blink of an eye, there they all are, right there in your bathroom. As you continue to hear the water running, you look around and you feel so much warmth. You feel so much comfort and safety where you are. You actually feel pretty spoiled in the best way possible, because you know right now you're taking care of your soul. You're taking care of your body. You're taking care of your mind and your heart. Enjoying the view and the scene of this perfect setup for the perfect shower. You begin to really sit with yourself and think back at that emotion you saw looking back at you in that mirror. Was it neutral? Was it sadness? Was it anger? Was it love? Was it happiness? It could be so many different things. Sit with yourself. Ask yourself, what was that emotion trying to show me? What was it trying to tell me? What does it want me to see? If you could picture that emotion you saw in that mirror when you first walked into that bathroom, if you had to figure out or pinpoint exactly where that emotion would be showing up in your body, sit with it and ask yourself to let it show you now. Perhaps you feel tingles in your sacral, tingles in your psoas, your chest, your gut, your throat, your head, your neck, spine, arms. It could be absolutely anywhere. And see how that shows up for you. Maybe it's bringing up some unpleasant memories or some sort of past wound that has not really been dealt with until now. Keep asking yourself, what are you trying to show me? What are you trying to tell me? Recognize it, honor it, hold space for it as you continue to breathe and hear that shower running. Once you find it, you feel it, it's there, and you feel like it's a part of you. Hold on to that feeling and get yourself ready, because I think that water is now ready for you to get in. And as you walk closer and closer to that shower, the water and the sound of it gets nice and loud. You're ready to go in, whether it's that sliding door or just opening it up. You get inside your perfect shower with your perfect shower head. And as you start to feel the water touching your skin, you begin to realize that that water that you're entering within that shower, it is not just plain old water. It is healing. It is cleansing. And it was sent here by Source, by your ancestors, by your higher self, to help you release everything that you were feeling before you stepped in to that shower. Any emotions, any triggers, any wounds, any memories that are still lingering that you know do not serve you, that you know you are ready to let go of. As you fully immerse yourself in this healing water, you feel the lightness growing in your body. You feel an energy radiating within you of warmth, of security, of tranquility. Any heaviness in your body washes away. Any heaviness in your heart releases. Any clutter in your mind dissolves as that water runs over you. Breathing within this water, you look around and you reach for your soap or your loofah. Get it wet, get it nice and sudsy, and get to wash yourself and cleanse yourself. With every rub you do onto your body, feels like magic. It feels like ritual. It feels like you're giving yourself so much unconditional love right now. Love that you have not felt from anyone else. Love that you are incapable of receiving from anyone else but yourself in this very moment. You realize here, and you realize now, as you take this shower and scrub yourself, you begin to repeat to yourself, I honor my body. I am grateful for all it does for me. And I am worthy of this care. You are deserving of all of this at this moment, and you are giving it to yourself at this time. As you continue to hear the water running from the back, you wash the soap off of you. You place that soap back down. And as you look down, you see the water that's running down the drain has all that heaviness, has all that gunk, has all the stuff you've been carrying inside of you for such a long time, until it's gone. The water has washed it away. And when you see that all that water that was once heavy and murky and dark clears up, feels lighter on your skin. When you feel that radiation of warmth engulf your whole body, you know that the shower is complete. You know that it has done what it was meant to do for you. And so you switch that nozzle to off. You reach for your towel. You step out and engulf yourself with the warmth of that soft towel. It's nice and warm for you. It feels like the most softest snuggling like of a hug on your skin. As you continue to hug yourself, maybe even tighter and tighter, you feel so healed and so safe, so loved by yourself in this moment. You're refreshed, renewed, and ready to move forward, carrying this light of the full moon with you. This visualization is a reminder that self-care is a very sacred act. And as you take your final breaths, Inhale through the nose. Again with me for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, HA sound out the mouth. Soften your breath again back to your normal breathing pace as I invite you to wiggle your fingers or your toes or whatever feels more second nature and natural to you. Maybe deepen your breath a little bit more to bring yourself back to the now. Maybe do some shoulder circles or head drops. Do what you gotta do to bring yourself back into your body. And when you're ready, you can softly open the eyes a couple feet in front of you. And then slowly peel your head up to look back up here. I feel so blessed that I got to guide you through that practice. So blessed. And I want to ask you, or I encourage you mostly, to journal about what has come up for you during that visualization practice. Was there anything that you feel called to talk about with yourself or dive a little bit deeper into? Maybe you didn't even see a shower in your own visualization. I wanted your imagination to be able to go where it wants to go. I want you to get to reflect on what emotions or patterns wanted to show up for you during that time. What got washed away in that water? These are some great journaling prompts you guys can do or take your time to reflect on after this circle. And with that being said, lovely souls, I wanted to end this circle with a closing affirmation for all of us to use. Let us finish this circle with today's closing affirmation for this full moon. With the closing affirmation being, let me make this focus. With the closing affirmation being, I release what no longer serves me and create space for new growth. I trust that my emotions guide me towards healing and my transformation is supported by the rhythm of the universe. I'm going to repeat that one last time. I release what no longer serves me and create space for new growth. I trust that my emotions guide me towards healing and my transformation is supported by the rhythm of the universe. It was such an honor to do this healing circle of this beautiful full moon in Cancer for you guys. Remember what I said. It doesn't matter if you listen to this today, the exact day of a full moon. It doesn't matter if you listen to it tomorrow, the 3rd, 4th, or 5th day. The energy of a full moon stays within us and around and lingers here energetically for a total of 5 days after a full moon. So with that being said, take your time. I really hope that you guys were able to get whatever you needed out of this full moon. I definitely know that this was a very healing moment and ceremony for me. So with that, I send you so much unconditional love. Feel free to share anything in the comments or in the chat since this is going to be a premiere video. I know I kind of went over time. It's actually 6 p.m. on the dot that I just finished this video. So, you know, this is, I guess, how it's going to be. Going with the flow along with the oracle card. I send you guys so much unconditional love. Have a beautiful night, have a beautiful evening, or have a beautiful rest of your day whenever you watch this. And hopefully I'll see you in the upcoming new moon in Aquarius that's going to be happening January 29th. Sending you so much unconditional love. Bye.